We generated $55,000 on Sunday. And I'm about to give you the 5-step system on how we did it and that you can replicate and pull it off yourself. Before we start with everything, I'm about to show you the proof. You can see here, for example, that on our Swedish store, we did in here 488,000 Swedish krones on that particular day. And then if we're going to go to our Norwegian store, you can see on the 25th of February, we did 118,000 Norwegian krones. And before you won't believe me, which maybe some people won't do, I'm refreshing my screen, and here you can see it as well again. Basically in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how we did it and how you can learn to get to 10k profit a month with the EU arbitrage in the next 90 days. To be honest, our whole business model just comes down to one thing. We find winning products in the US and we get them to EU stores, and we have native stores, and that's how we did 55k in a day. Now this obviously doesn't mean that you just have to pick every single random product and test in EU, but I recommend you to follow our roadmap. And I call this the Unorthodox 2024 Ecom Protocol. Let's get into it. First of all, we run multiple stores. Why? Because for every single country in EU that we sell, we have a particular store. In Denmark we have a store, in Sweden we have a store, in Norway we have a store, in Germany we have a store, etc, you name it. And the nice thing about this is that if you find a product in the US and you believe it's a winning product, what you can do is you can test this particular product on every single store of those and see how it's going to run. And if it's a winner, you can scale it on each one of these stores. And the nice thing about it is that, let's say if like that particular winner on your Danish store gets shit, the performance dropped, it's dying out, you will probably still have the same product still running on your German store or on your Norwegian store. It's one of the reasons why we can just always consistently do some nice revenue. And now I'm not saying that you should directly get into like doing like 40, 50k a day, whatever. So it also took us a while, to be honest, to also push these numbers consistently, you know. So the first step in here exactly is what you can do is you can open a spy tool, for example, Winning Hunter. And what we usually do is just we go to the last seen date, let's say like the last 7 days, we can just pick that. So let's say right now we're like on the 22nd of March, we can look at the last 7 days and we look what kind of ads we're running. And in particular, we prefer to look only as a sit in Big 5. So you go to US, UK, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and that should be enough. Then we'll click on apply, and now you're gonna see a lot of shops. And as well, obviously you wanna go for English, that's also very important. And besides that, it should be all fine. So now you're gonna see a lot of products. Most of you know that we prefer to sell in is always gonna be in the fashion niche. This is one of the most important things. So what we do, we find particular interesting products here that have been running for at least a few days. So let's say, for example, I'm gonna find here now a fashion product. All right, let me scroll a bit. There's enough results. All right, here. I'm not gonna go really deep into product research because I've done it already in this particular video here, where I just go into detail about our current product research method. You know, what we always do is like we look at, for example, here, when did they launch it? For example, here they started at 21st of March and last seen is the 22nd of March. It basically means after 1 day they stopped running this fashion product. Well, to be honest, this is really the kind of products that we usually sell. So if you're gonna go, for example, to the ads library in here, you will see they're running 7 different ads. It's all dresses. Dresses, by the way, they sell amazing right now. And even these kind of simple slideshows, they go amazing. I know it maybe it looks a little bit crazy to most people that this stuff actually works, but yeah, I'm sorry to say, but it does actually work. You know, so it's really crazy. So what you should do is, for example, if you would see that this ad, for example, has been running since the 21st of March, and if it's been running for at least 3 days, we note it down, and it doesn't even matter how many running ad sets it has at this point. And then what we usually do is we test it in EU markets. There's not anybody who's going to run with general or fashion dropship in the way we also do it, which they probably as well do, run a product which is unprofitable for at least 3 days. That's just stupid. That doesn't happen, you know, especially when testing. For that reason, this is the way we go about it. And what we also like to do is we like to, for example, if I would see now it's the 21st of March, it's like yesterday they started running it. Today is the 2nd day. Well, maybe if it's shit today, they can turn it off, and tomorrow this campaign is not on. So what I will do then in this case, like, because you're not sure, I can't say if it's a winner now, but I can do it after another 24, 48 hours. I will put this link in the sheet, and then after 1 or 2 days, I will check again. If they're still running this campaign, then I'm pretty sure they're profitable, and that's worth trying as well in EU. It's that simple. So if you want to test out the Spy Tool Winning Hunter as well, I would recommend you to check here the link in the description and you can try it out for yourself. It's amazing. So once you found the product, what you want to do actually is you want to go to the product page of the competitor. For example, you go to shop now, you can see the very simple, like they're running, for example, like collection ads, right? You can see in this case. So let's say we're going to go for, for this dress here, which we also saw here on the ad. What we usually do is we look at what kind of product page they have, and we don't even have like a crazy template that you would say like, hey, A, E, D, A, for example, attention, interest, desire, action. For fashion stuff, you don't need that. You just need to have a simple description about like what is the quality of the product. Like a dress, for example, is it made out of cotton? Is it made out of cashmere or linen? I don't know. Note that down on the product page, and also always have a sizing table. And for sizing table, I recommend you to use the Shopify app Kiwi Size Chart. It's amazing. Most people are quite afraid to sell fashion at this point, and they're afraid to sell fashion because they don't know how to handle the backend. Or they will like scale the product with like a very low ROAS compared to the pre-game ROAS, and then they get some returns or refunds, which is very normal with fashion because of the sizes, and then they're unprofitable, because it's not just a regular normal home decor or gadget product niche. Refunds is very normal in this niche. It's very normal because people just order the wrong size, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can like have like a sizing table or have like this virtual fitting rooms even. You will still have it. It's part of the game. Accept it and keep on moving. What we usually do is then we look, for example, at the product and we check then with our supplier, hey, like what is the product made out of? And then we take the product page and also the sizing table. We rephrase it also with ChatGPT, and we also make sure to check with the supplier. In this case, for example, is it really this quality? And we set it also ourselves. That's how we do it. For example, this is a very important description that you should have also in your store, and the sizing chart. Very, very important. And then what you can do is import that into your Shopify store. And then what you want to do is test like 3 to 5 products every single day until you hit a winning product. That's what we exactly did. You don't need any UGCs or anything. Like, don't worry about that shit. I never did any UGC in my life. Let that be very clear. They are literally just using images from AliExpress and Taobao and using it as their ad. And they're crushing it. If not, they will always have other simple creatives. But yeah, the misconception with the UGC thing, I hope you get the point. And what you can also do as well, you can click on search image with Google, and then you can see what other people or competitors are also selling the product, and you will all see the same products on AliExpress most of the times, or Amazon or whatever you name it. So just a regular dropship product, And if you're interested as well and learn like more from me on how I scale, so we can also help you out, just go here to the description down below, book a call with us and see if you're qualified to join the mentorship. So obviously step 1 we had product research, step 2 we had importing the products and the creatives, and now guys we're gonna go for step 3, which is advertising. We keep everything as simple as possible. So the way we always do it when we test our products is we have one campaign, CBO, $50, 4 ad sets, and we always have automatic placements, so we don't click on only feed or whatever. Genders, ages, everything open. We keep everything as much as possible open. And I'll show you here, for example, product that we tested, and then we spent like $128 on that particular day, and we had like a 3.6 ROAS. So you can see here CBO $50, and then we have 4 ad sets, which is no interest targeting, online shopping, engage shoppers, and stack. So broad is like just there's no interest, nothing in there, just like open targeting. And we have stack, which is just like an ad set where we have 6-7 interests related to the product in there. It's pretty random which one works the best, like, and that's why we have always all of them. Most people think only no interest targeting is good, but for fashion, the way we do it, we find this to be a better strategy. And in terms of the creatives, we always have 2 creatives, and our ad copies are mostly always the same, and we kind of look at how the competitor does it and we make it our own. It's that simple. We don't have any crazy headlines, ad copies, you name it. It's all not needed, believe me. Like the image ad just has to speak for itself. And now I want to talk as well about scaling, because testing and scaling is so much easier than you think. Because when I say like how do we test our products, it's really simple. When we test with $50, so let me give you guys a very nice example of when we start killing, for example. When the CBO campaign is on like a $50 budget, right? That's the budget. When it's spent, let's say 50% of the amount of the budget, and it has like shit clicks. When I say shit clicks, that means that every dollar you spend doesn't have at least X3 or X4 clicks, which is 3 or 4 clicks, then we don't really consider it a good creative. It does happen sometimes that we spend, let's say, like $100 and we get like 110 clicks, and then we have like a 5 ROAS. That's different because ROAS is king. But if you don't get any sales and your clicks are shit, we kill the product after 50% of spend. You can see in this case, for example, that we had with $51 of spend, we had 65 clicks. Our CTR was 3.9%, 50 cents CPC, CPM $90, which is normal in Sweden. It's mostly around like 10 to 25 the CPM in Sweden. Only 2 add to carts and 1 sale, unprofitable. We killed the product. Easy. And we don't test it the next day. If the CTR was above, let's say 5% or 4%, but most importantly the clicks, like we don't look so much at the CTR and CPM and CPC, but we just look at the clicks, because the clicks are like even less than X2, because you spend $51, you get 65 clicks. Not a good sign, G. Really not a good sign. So then I know, like, hey, like, you know, skip that shit. But if you look, for example, at the winners, you can see a big difference. Have a look at this one. We spent on this particular day on this campaign $3.9K. Yeah, we had 10.7K clicks, which is like around X3, you can say. 6% CTR, 0.28 cents CPC. CPM is okay, but look at the ROAS, a juicy 6.3 ROAS. This is just like the metrics of a winning product. Then you know, all right, this is a winning product. And I must say, by the way, guys, that this particular day was crazy because we spent $8.7K and we had a ROAS of 4.91. So on this particular day, for example, we had like 488,000 Swedish crowns, which is absolutely nuts. In total, it was like 5.5 ROAS or something we had on this one, you know, which is insane. That is like really nice, and just for regular fashion. Can you imagine? That's insane. Yeah, we get very good metrics on our ad account, you know, to be honest. In terms of scaling, like basically, guys, to be honest, we just really vertically scale the budget up. Every 48 hours, we just double the budget. That's how we scale, nothing else. We don't do any horizontal scaling. We don't do bid caps or you name it. You can do bid caps, we're gonna try it soon again. But in this case, just CBO, vertically scaling it, just only one campaign product, and that's it. You know, that's how we scaled. Like, it's not like possible to show you more proof. So if we're gonna go, for example, to the Norwegian store, let's have a look at that. So on the 25th of February, you can see we spent 3.2K, 3.4 ROAS, and the revenue we had on that store on that particular day, it was 118K Swedish crowns. Amazing result, by the way. So you can see here, look at the ROASs, it's all crazy. And this is just, again, the same. The only difference between Sweden and Norway is that Sweden is like 3, 4, 5 times as big an audience than Norway. So obviously you can scale higher. That is the only difference. I know people who also crushed in Norway as well, but I think in this day we did quite a good number, also considering the conversion rate and our ROAS. It was very juicy. So also here the principles are exactly the same. We did nothing different, exactly the same. And we try to simplify as much as possible. As I always say, low input, high output. That's the philosophy. Always. Don't need any intensive like ad scaling strategy. It's all about the combination between the offer and the creative. That's pretty much it. You know, since you already have found the combination of the proven offer and creative, you just gotta take that to a different market. And that's pretty much what we're doing, nothing else. The next step is step 4, and this is about the backend. Keep track of the backend to ensure that the payment processing and as well all the disputes, all the customer service tickets are all being handled and being done correctly. Because look, you cannot scale to high numbers without having all of these in place. For example, what I would recommend you to use for customer service and tickets and disputes is Freshdesk. And it's also impossible to do this without having a relaxed refund system that also keeps your customers happy, even if they were like unhappy at the beginning with their product, which can always happen. Oh, and also something what we do which works amazing for us always is that we offer partial refunds to our customers. Of course, we try to win the dispute, but a lot of times it's very hard to do that. And always a Klarna, you always want to have the tickets closed as soon as possible. You know, the faster it's closed, the faster as well the customer service reps can focus on the new tickets. So what we would always do, we would always, when a customer has a complaint and we know it's hard to win, we will offer, for example, a 35% partial refund. If they don't accept it, we offer them 50%. If they don't accept the 50% partial refund, we offer them 70%. If they don't accept the 70%, then we just say, yo, listen up, just keep the product, I'll full refund you, please leave us alone. You know, you don't want to be fighting, having like a cyber war with customers all the time. That is the worst thing you can do in your life, I'm telling you. don't be that person. There is some more stuff always behind it as well, and obviously this is one of the stuff that we share in the mentorship. And as I said as well, we finally opened some more spots as well for our mentorship, where we help you one-on-one and achieve you as well great results. You can also see some testimonials in here, some screenshots where some students are absolutely crushing it as well, because we literally show everything in those mentorship group calls. Like, we even have like once a week also we do a product researcher live training, where I just open a spy tool or the Facebook ads library and I literally show how I find winning products for stores. And I share the products as well always at the end of these calls. And this is the Unorthodox 2024 Ecom protocol. So you can book a call down below in the description here in the link and check it out. I hope as well to see you inside. I hope you guys as well enjoyed the value. And if you like these case studies as well and you want me to as well show you how we did around $1 million in revenue in the last 30 days, just comment under here, Farouk Legend, and I will do it. Peace out.